Hi guys, I just turned 21, so we are going to be doing a little things I learned in 21 years of my life. I jotted down like a bunch of things that I feel like would be very useful and are things that I wish I knew kind of going through college and like specifically like the ages 18 through now. Like I feel like these are things that I really wish I knew. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna pull up my laptop. You guys have already seen all the birthday festivities. This is the last video about me being 21, so we're gonna get on into it. Also, I want to know, I'm filming in the office now. I'll close that. I never film in here, and I'm really excited to kind of maybe utilize the space a lot more, because I love the natural light from the outside, and I feel like it's a good spot to be. And also just using this desk. I'm so excited to use this desk more and sew more here, and it's so much bigger, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to get a lot of good shots for you guys when it comes to sewing. So that's really exciting for me. But anyways, we're gonna get into some things that I learned in the last 21 years of life. Oh, I mean, honestly, truth of it all, I didn't learn all these things in 21 years. It did not take me 21 years to learn these things. These things are kind of just things that like came about in the last couple years that I feel like are very helpful. Okay. So the first one is, it is okay to trust your gut and speak your truth. And like, I'm gonna be looking at my laptop a lot because I made kind of like notes on this for you guys. But basically like what I mean by that is like, as I've gotten older, I've grown to understand like what I actually feel. Because I feel like when I was younger, I tend to like almost latch onto what everyone else is feeling about specific topics or things. And it's rather than trusting my own gut, and I feel like that definitely links to my anxiety a lot. But I don't know, I never trusted my gut as much until I got a little bit older, and then I was able to kind of like really be more in tune with my body and my brain and kind of what I was thinking, and actually be able to kind of speak how I actually felt, I guess. And I just want to like emphasize that it is okay to do what you need to do in order to get in tune with those things and trust those, if that makes sense. This one's an obvious one, but it's okay to say no. I feel like when I was younger, I was a lot more of a people pleaser. Like I would just I'd want to go do things, but at the same time, like I have a lot of anxieties, and it's like kind of a hard thing, because if you know me personally, you know I have a lot of anxieties to the point where like I would say no to stay home because I just was anxious about a specific thing. But I've learned now that like it is okay to say no, but it also is important to learn and grow, if that makes sense. So like don't like take it's okay to say no to be like, well, I can't say no because I don't want to. But it's also important to grow and to say yes and go do things and have fun and learn to like be comfortable going out and partying, and you know, because you're in your late teen, you're 19, 20, whatever. It's a good balance. But I also think that like you shouldn't be a people pleaser. Like if your gut is telling you not to do something, you shouldn't have to do it. You can say no to it. You don't have to like go, you know, run on some crazy errand because your friend asked you to, and you know, you don't have to do things that you don't have time to do either. Like I don't know, that just kind of goes to show it's really, I don't know if that makes sense. This one's one that is like really interesting. So good things take time. I genuinely like, this one's like crazy for me because I kind of wrote a little note about it, but it says, this one's like, so it says this one might be more of a personal take, but maybe you felt it too. When you're working towards something and it isn't showing up, like you're not getting any results back yet, and you start to kind of think that like it's never gonna happen. I felt like that a lot. Like I've been like, okay, well I've been putting in the work. Like I have been doing YouTube for years, and it took so long to start actually gaining subscribers. Like, you know, like, or like you've been, you know, doing extra work at work. You've been putting in that extra mile at work, and you're not getting a promotion. And, or like, you know, I ran out of examples, but you see my point. Like, it's like good things do take time. This one specifically, I have one more example I did actually write down, was I feel like more often than not in the age that we're in, it's the one where you're like, I've been dating, I've been asking out people, I've been going on dates, and none of them seem to fit. I can't find, like, you know, the love of my life. Where is he? I can't find him. Or where is she? Like, you just can't find that person for you. And that is, like, one that I truly, truly feel good things do take time. And, like, that specific person will come about when it's time. Like, the good things that you need will come about when it is time for them to be there. You know what I mean? Like, my boyfriend, I feel like he came around at the perfect time. Like, I feel like if he came around any earlier, it wouldn't have been the same. If he came around later, it wouldn't have been the same. You know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of, like, learn to trust that things will kind of come around at the right time. You know what I mean? The next one is, I wrote was, it is important to treat your body well. This one I feel like, you know, every, like, person that's kind of growing up, like, I feel like between, like, when you start turning, like, 16, 17, is when you kind of are like, okay, I'm gonna start going to the gym, I'm going to start eating extra healthy, or I'm like, oh, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing that because that's gonna hurt my body. You know what I mean? Like, it could literally be anything. It could be like, well, I probably shouldn't be doing that thing because that hurts. I can't think of any examples. But more of my story is like, it's, you kind of like tend to start to figure out, like, if you haven't figured it out already, you should already know this. But if you haven't figured it out already, I'll tell you that it's like how you treat your body is very important, because if you treat your body like shit, it's gonna feel like shit. And like, I've kind of realized too that like I need, for me, because I'm a dancer, I need to be able to move my body and keep it healthy and running, because if I don't, that is gonna hurt my body and that's gonna make me feel like shit. Or like, if I'm overworking my body, that's gonna make me feel like shit too. Or if I'm only eating junk food, that's gonna make me feel like shit. But also, like, I want to preface that, like, I'm a girly who loves a good treat. I got treats at the wazoo in my house right now left over for my birthday. Like, you know, it's like a good happy medium when it comes to food. Like, I'm not just talking about food, I'm talking about, like, stretching or yoga or things that, like, are gonna nurture your body. Drinking lots of water, taking your vitamins, things like that. Kind of just, like, making sure that you're keeping your body as healthy as you can. I don't know, just kind of a thought. I think about it, like, quite often, and I'm not the best at this, like, at keeping my body very healthy. I won't even lie, I'm a slacker at it, but I do try to keep it in mind a lot. This one is really important to me. This next one is really important to me. Your education doesn't dictate your abilities. I've had quite a bit of thoughts on this one, because I almost didn't go to college. But obviously you should always get your high school diploma, whether it is just your GED, like you take the test, or you just finish your high school degree. I feel like it's really important to have that for any job, because 90% of jobs require you to have a high school diploma. But I do not feel like you need a college degree for a lot of things. And obviously, here's what I'm also going to preface, is that I do know that, like, depending on the field you want to go into, depends on what kind of education you need. You're not going to become a doctor or a firefighter or any of those, like a police officer. You're not going to do that without going to school. You're going to need to go to school to become a doctor. Like, that's just how that works. But for me, I'm a dancer. I think I totally could have gotten away with not going to college. However, I'm thankful for the experience. I only have my associates in dance. I have lots of friends. I have a friend that's currently pursuing her bachelor's. I have a friend that's currently pursuing her master's in teaching dance. I, however, personally feel like, as someone who, like, definitely could not even afford to go and continue my education, I also feel like it's not something that is completely necessary for me, because I feel like there are other ways for you to pursue your job choice and educate yourself without going into college for it. So let's say, like, you know, want to be like a sewing teacher, or you want to start your own business, or something, like, you know, you could learn a lot of that stuff online. You could, you know, pursue things other ways. If you want to be an engineer, like, there's also trade schools, things like that. Like, I just don't personally feel that education can dictate what you already know, because you can be like just very skilled mathematically without going to school and actually learning it. You could just be really good at it, you know what I mean? And I personally feel like I have been tested, and not tested, but like, I feel like certain people in my life have treated me differently because I don't have my bachelor's in dance. I only have my associates, and I am pretty, like, because of that, I am younger for going out into the world that I'm in as a professional dancer. And like with all the auditions I've been to, and I'm currently in a show right now that we're rehearsing for, and I'm definitely one of the, I'm 90% positive I'm the youngest girl in that group. And it is just because I went out and I started doing things a lot quicker than a lot of other people in my profession do. I feel like, I don't know, saying that like my profession, I don't know, that just felt weird. But like, you get my point though, is that like, I feel like depending on the job degree that you're going for, or like things that you want in your life, you don't really need a full college degree. Also, I also feel like you can even just go get your associates in generals and be completely fine and just live your best life. And, you know, like, you don't have to be getting a bachelor's or a master's or whatever, even though it would be super cool to have. And, but you know, not everybody can afford that. And I just want you to know that like, that's not going to change who you are. That's all I really mean by that, you know what I mean? Anyways, I've got a couple left. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life. This one's a hard one because it makes me really sad, but I do feel that people pass through your life. I know a lot of people from college that I don't talk to anymore, you know, or a lot of people from high school that I don't talk to anymore, a lot of people from middle school I don't talk to anymore, like even some where I just like kind of talk to every once in a while. You know, some people come back, you know, but it's all, you just kind of have to know that like, not everyone is meant to stay, but the people who are meant to stay, they will stick, you know what I mean? Like right now, I got out of college, and two of the girls that I was closer with during those 2 years, me and one of my friends right now, we don't talk to them anymore. We don't. So now I got two main girlies from college. I've got my main bestie from elementary school, middle school, and then I've got my few girlies and people that I still talk to, you know, and you guys all know who you are. You guys are my closest people, and you guys were at my birthday. But I just mean like, people kind of flow through, and even then people can come back. Like, I've had moments where I end up talking to people that I hadn't talked to in years. I talked to them for a little bit, and then they kind of flood right back out again. But it's like, you know, sometimes you just, you know, gotta know that like, not everyone's meant to stay, and if they are, they stick. I don't know. Just to kind of not take it to heart, because I have felt like really sad that people have left and not stuck around. You know what I mean? I don't know why I keep saying, you know what I mean. Take a shot every time I say that. Maybe don't do that, but I don't know. Okay, I got a couple more. This one is set goals. I feel like goals are very, very important, especially in college, but also like if you're getting your associates like I did and you're just getting out of college. Setting goals are very important in order to jumpstart kind of whatever your goals are, I guess. I don't know, but like setting like clear goals with steps is, I've been doing that since I got out of school, and I feel like it's been very helpful. I've done a lot of really cool things since I got out, and I think that because I set goals, it was one of the things that kind of like made me get towards them, you know what I mean? I gotta stop saying that, bro, it's stressing me out. Okay, 3 more. Okay, ready? Your 20s is the time to start hustling. I'm only 21, so I know that like 20s, like saying 20s is like kind of weird, but because I got out of school, I was 20 already when I got out of school. So I've only been out of school for about a year, almost a year. No, a couple months. In a couple months I'll be out of school for a year. But so far, like, I have been working my ass off. I now have technically 3 jobs. I work every single day. I'm going to start saving, but even then it's like I work every single day and I'm barely passing by. but that is because I put myself in a situation. If you guys remember, I bought a car, kind of. I did. I'm leasing a car technically because it's like buying now. I think that's what leasing means. But I'm leasing a car, which means I am paying that off right now, and it's gonna take me about 6 years. But I'm hustling now, and I'm going to try my best to hustle now and cut that time short and get, you know, make sure I have this car, you know, by the time like I'm ready to settle down, this car will be here for me. So I make that, you know, my point is that in your 20s, it's time to start hustling, whether that be in your career or money, but like in general, like, you know, work hard, do what you need to do, like get things done. I don't know, hustle. Just, that's all I have to say about it, hustle. These last two are really funny. They're really self-explanatory, but most things are not as deep as you think. My boyfriend has this thing where if I'm like, like I've said, I'm very anxious all the time about things that do not need to be stressed about, but he'll go, it's an inch deep. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But anyways, it's like, you know, it's not that deep. That's kind of what that means. It's not that deep. And I don't know, I tend to like overthink things and think things are deeper than they are, and this is what I still struggle with a lot, because I do think things are way deep to me. I think things that are really deep to me are not as deep to everybody else, and I have to remember that because I'm just a girl in the world. The last one is it will pass. That one's my mom always said this to me over and over the years. It will pass. It will all pass. You know, whatever's the struggle right now, it will pass, because we are just living in endless time, and like 99.9% of the time it will just pass. You just gotta let it try to, you know, get through it and breeze past you. That's kind of how I feel about that one. But anyways, that's kind of all of my little tips, and just like kind of thoughts on life. And I feel like now it's so weird because I probably talked about this in my last video, but I don't feel 21. But I do feel like old. I've always felt like an old soul. I feel very wise. I don't know why. I think it's my boyfriend, to be honest with you, because he's very wise. And he's inflicted a lot of good patterns on me and ways of thinking. So I'm really, really thankful for that, because I feel like that's the only way that I would be able to kind of like really push and pursue and live the life the way I'm living it right now. I'm very thankful for that. And you know, if you guys ever had questions or like needed advice on something, I'm very much like down to kind of like chat with you about it and see what we can do to kind of like make your guys' goals and things come true. I don't know. I feel like I've very much learned a lot. I'm literally constantly making vision boards. I'm constantly thinking of new ways to kind of improve my lifestyle, I guess. I don't know, I think about it quite often, and I'm not perfect, and you know, you get there when you get there. So I don't know, but that's it for this video, you guys. I love you guys, and keep subscribing and commenting, and message me on Instagram, and follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok. I've been posting more. Yeah, I love you guys. Bye.